Hi, Brian from the channel Brian here. They made another Space Jam. The possibility of a Space Jam sequel always kind of seemed like something we joked about because it was so stupid. Like, haha, Space Jam was silly in hindsight. It was a miracle the first one exists, so making a sequel would be even sillier, and that's the joke. Except they did, and it doesn't get why the original was fun. Not good, just fun. And the most obvious evidence for that being the film taking itself way too seriously. I mean, Don Cheadle's having a lot of fun playing his character, but the reason Space Jam was so popular was not the drama, and I'm not sure the people who made this movie know that. There is so much time and energy spent on the unironic pathos between LeBron and his son when I'm here to see the Looney Tunes play basketball. The acting and dialogue are about as far below average you can get before you become a best of the worst Spotlight episode. And it always seems to interrupt the story anytime you forget that arc is there. I can't get over this. Space Jam: A New Legacy is trying to tell a legit heartfelt story about LeBron connecting with his son, which takes up most of the runtime. And with the film's overproduced visual style, it's like the first feature-length Darman video.
So you see, LeBron thought pressuring his son into playing basketball would make him a good father. That if Dom could just see what he sees in the sport, he'd love it just as much. But raising a child isn't that simple. You need to connect with your kids in a way more meaningful way than insisting your own interests on them. He should have bought 2 tickets to the movie Space Jam: A New Legacy and bonded with him through that.
Starman! Oh! It also doesn't keep things simple. For how stupid of an idea Space Jam is, there's at least a simple internal logic that gets us to Bugs Bunny plays basketball with Michael Jordan reasonably enough. Aliens try to enslave the Looney Tunes, and since they're small, Bugs wagers their freedom on a basketball game. But then the aliens steal basketball players' talent and turn into big monsters. There's a clear reason why they need Michael Jordan, since he was the greatest basketball player in the world at the time. Even the villain was simple. He wants the Looney Tunes as an attraction in his theme park. You get it in like 30 seconds. Here, Don Cheadle is like a sentient algorithm, and I don't know what his purpose is or what he does. He wants to kidnap LeBron's son, but says he'll give the son back if LeBron beats him in basketball. And then LeBron gets sent to Looney Tune World and teams up with Bugs Bunny to find a basketball team. So, quick question, and it's kind of important. As far as the plot's concerned, why are the Looney Tunes even there? It's missing a key reason one side would go to the other for help. Instead, Bugs sabotages LeBron's attempts to get more powerful WB characters like Superman on his side in favor of getting his friends back. Why does getting the Tunes back mean LeBron can't also recruit Superman or King Kong for his team? Why can't Bugs just say, I'll help you if we also can get my friends back? There's no reason why they have to be the ones helping him besides this is Space Jam, and that is what happens in Space Jam. But none of this stuff is hard to write around. This doesn't just make no sense, it means the Looney Tunes have no stake in the game until Don's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna fucking kill all the Looney Tunes if you lose.
No! Yeah!
But then also, LeBron's kid was making a video game, so the Goon Squad are characters from the game, but they have these weird abilities that have nothing to do with basketball, and somehow Don Cheadle sucks in thousands of real people into the game through an app, and why couldn't this just be about basketball in the Looney Tunes? I get nobody but me gives a shit about the logical inconsistencies of Space Jam 2, even though I'm not asking for a realistic, grounded story, just a little internal logic and rules. If I sit here listing off the things that don't make sense, I'd be here forever. So, did you know Warner Brothers owns the Looney Tunes? Well, you will. I'd have to think about this for a while, but Space Jam: A New Legacy might be the single most corporately minded film I've ever seen in my life. So much so that it takes the place of an entire act of the film. While Space Jam 2 could probably be classified as a story by some definitions, I have trouble finding an aspect of this film that is not vomit-inducing in how much it's selling out, how hard it's commodifying and shilling these franchises. This movie's become kind of infamous for taking every property WB can think of and dangling it in front of you to remind you that they own it. If they just showed up at the end for the basketball game, that might have been kind of fun, but the entire plot is a railroaded sequence of going from one current modern Warner Brothers property to another. One particularly jarring sequence sees Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote drawn over footage lifted directly from Mad Max Fury Road, where Wile E. jumps on a car and explodes, but he keeps slowly falling for like a second before the blast does anything to him. Why? It's not just the artless insertion of as many properties as possible that's the problem. It's the audacious anti-context they share. Sure, a scene might have people dressed like the Matrix or Game of Thrones characters, but they're whittled down to their individual zeitgeist nub. Every scene is like watching those pornographic scenes of Omni-Man killing people, but the face of a loved one has been photoshopped onto them. I'd say it's thinly veiled advertising, but that implies they try to hide it. The script is so hackneyed and bare bones as if to deliberately get out of the way and feature the currency of intellectual property. They are the Fight Club spliced in porn, but they linger long enough to know you saw it. They are the billboards demanding consumption in They Live, but without the effort to hide their indoctrination. Oh, Space Jam is bad, but you loved Ready Player One? Fuck you! Ready Player One blows, but to its minimal credit, Ready Player One is trying to sell itself on references, whereas Space Jam's operative purpose is selling the references to you. One is still a complete product, no matter how bad. What Space Jam 2 does is not fan service, because that implies service, as in there's something a fan of the thing will, albeit cheaply, gain by its inclusion. The disaster movie caliber stand-ins that populate the audience in the latter portion of the film are a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy of something that once was shaped by human creativity to occupy a balance of profit and inspiration through their art. It is absolutely something to behold how this film propones its post-identity, post-capitalist, post-creativity feeding trough of pop culture pig slop bullshit. And people have the gall to hide behind false equivalencies and tired excuses that their winking to you about their exploitation somehow makes it okay. It's strange this movie has defenders, because in the scramble to advertise as much as they didn't seem to work out who this movie's for. Do kids still care about the Looney Tunes? Probably as much as they do Casablanca and Clockwork Orange references. Nothing that was good about Space Jam holds over into this film, so fans of the original can't be the target. And its defenders are constantly saying this movie is for kids, so it's not for adults. Who's this film for? Is it actually for anyone to begin with? Until the final minute of the film, it's either LeBron as a cartoon interacting with other cartoons, or real LeBron interacting with CGI Looney Tunes, which is code that they're supposed to be, like, real, which means a human only ever shares the screen with a cartoon in the final minute of the film. Did you not understand even the premise of Space Jam? There's just no effort anywhere. They don't fucking care. One of the animators was not even credited for their designs that ended up in the final product. Space Jam, at its worst, was a goofy sellout for shoes and accidentally gave half my generation a furry fetish. But A New Legacy is unbelievably sinister in its vision of the world, the future, of art, and the people who partake in it. It throws like every single cynical, harebrained corporate device into a neat, neon, overly polished package. 100% it is aware it is an embarrassment and laughing at you for enjoying it anyway. There's a part where the plot just stops, like the emergency brake is pulled, and Daffy Duck says, and I quote, "Oh, we rapping now?" And the Looney Tunes have a rap battle.
It's Porky Pig, they call me P-double-L-G. Step to me's he don't want no trouble. I was famous before the...
This is what Barry Maguire envisioned when writing Eve of Destruction. I wasn't expecting much from Space Jam 2, but even still, the world will be a better place if another film like it is never made again, because it is a complete catastrophe. Give Don Cheadle the Purple Heart, because he is the sole thing keeping Space Jam: A New Legacy a 2 out of 10. Anyway, did you like this movie more than me, less than me? Well, if you care to, please tell me. Anyway, if you like not only words, but the way I arrange and then say them, please feel free to give this video a like. It helps me out with the algorithm. And subscribe to this channel, Brian from the channel Brian. Thank you, and goodbye.